Let's talk about cheap snowboards. They're out there. You just got to kind of keep your eyes open. But before we go any further, like, subscribe, share, comment. It really would be helpful. So, cheap snowboards. This one was $10. It didn't come with the bindings. Those are old bindings that I had. I got it at a barn sale. A friend wanted to go. We went last year. He found out about it, I think, in like some Facebook group. He's involved in a bunch of them, and I guess you can find out about some snowboard deals from such sources. So it was a barn sale. He wanted to go. I wasn't really too psyched, but he wanted to go. I figured why not? And they had like, I don't know, 10 boards or something. Some of them were expensive. It was really weird. There was a couple that were like $400 or $500. They're a brand I'd never even heard of, and they were kind of beat up. I don't know if they were some sort of obscure collectible or what, but it was weird. And then the other end of the spectrum, they had a couple Romes. This one and this one. I still haven't even tried this one. Still got the price tag on it. They were asking $20 a piece. Seemed like they were eager to get rid of stuff. There was a lot of stuff in that barn. And so I offered $20 for the pair. So that works out obviously to $10 a piece. Pretty good deal. Um, I have gotten cheaper snowboards in the past. I remember buying a couple at a garage sale years ago for $1 a piece, and I resold those. They were in pretty rough shape. I didn't get much for them, but made a small profit. I guess a large profit when you consider like how much more than $1 I got for each, but it wasn't much money, is what I'm trying to say. So we got the Rome butter knife, 149. I was pretty psyched about this one because I thought it would be a good board for me. I could tell it was flexible. I mean, just the fact that it's called butter knife. A butter's a trick where you kind of like press the board, you lean back on the board, whatever. Um, so I figured any board called butter knife is going to be flexible, and you can just kind of bend the board and find out how flexible it is. And not surprisingly, it was quite flexible, right about my size, a little bigger than I guess ideal, but still within my size range. Um, it's in a little bit rough shape. We got some cracking here, chipping, a bunch of that kind of stuff. Bigger crack here. The edge was very rusty. Anytime you get these super cheap boards, the edge is probably going to be rusty. But the rust came off pretty easily. A lot of times, if the rust looks worse than it really is, you can just slap some bindings on the board and take it down the snowy slope, and the snow kind of wipes away a lot of the rust. This edge still is in desperate need of a sharpening. I've only taken it out a few times. Never on like a hard pack day. It's always been like a soft snow day because I knew that I'd be in trouble edgewise if I took it out on a day where I was going to need my edge. It's pretty dirty, as you can see. That is not the way I bought it. That's from last season, final day at Killington, June 1st, I think it was, June 1st, 2023. And anybody who has done final day at Killington knows that it gets pretty ugly and nasty. It's dirty, it's rocky, it's muddy. There's a lot of grass too. Um, I haven't had it out since, so it's still pretty dirty. Anybody who's been out Killington closing day also knows that the moguls get massive, and I didn't want to use my relatively new battalion because it was still in pretty good shape. I didn't want to bang it up on those rough or that rough trail. It's just one trail, final day. And also the battalion I knew was going to be a little too stiff for those massive moguls. This one's a little more flexible. And the camber I think is a little better. This is a flat to rocker camber. It's flat between the bindings, and then it rockers up from there. It's a true twin. Not surprising, being a freestyle oriented board. They often are true twins. This one is no different. So good flex, good camber profile, good size for me. I figured if worse came to worse and I had to resell it, I should easily get $10 from it. This one's pretty stiff. I haven't even tried it, but it's pretty stiff. I'll probably end up reselling that. So yeah, I need to edge this and maybe give it a little more use this year. Take it out on some days where the snow's a little harder. See how it performs. So yeah, the deals are out there. If you look, barn sales, yard sales, ski swaps are a good place to get cheap boards. Killington and Pico both do a ski swap every year, a little before the season. They call it a swap. It's not really a swap. People just bring in stuff, and uh, whatever organization runs it gets a cut of the stuff. And you can get some pretty cheap stuff there. Craigslist is worth checking out too. I've never really gotten anything super cheap on Craigslist, but there's probably some deals there. In fact, I think I've only bought one board on Craigslist. It was not cheap, but it was a board I wanted. It was a fair deal, not cheap, but a fair deal. But yeah, garage sales, yard sales, barn sales, ski swaps. You can get some really cheap boards, and a lot of times they're so cheap that even if they don't work out, you're not out much. So there you go. Hopefully that was helpful. Any newbies out there? If you got any questions about boards, leave a question in the comment, and I'll do my best to answer it. All right, happy shredding, everybody. Peace.